now. And this is what I say again. Welcome to the Speak to Sell Yourself and Your Business show. People, if you've got your mics on, okay, and you're speaking in the background, please turn them off because otherwise there's a bit of echo. Can you hear the echo or is it just me? Yes. Okay, cool. We've got an incredible crowd today and we've got the one and only Cordelia Kate. But before we get started with the session with Cordelia speaking and sharing, hey, look at John looking very, very nice in that body. Red, yes. And there's still echo here. Is it me? Oh, it could be. Hold on.
Yeah, I feel it. I feel it as well.
Oh, it's John. Oh, it's John. Okay, John. All right. Thank you, John. Okay, you're causing trouble, yeah? I like it. I like it from the very early start. Well, this is why this is a thriving community. Okay, people. Look, let's do this. Quick introduction. We're going to do a quick introduction around the room for those of you who would like to intro yourselves. If not, that's fine. You can type in the chat as well. I always like to see you, hear you, because this is about speaking to sell. But then I understand for Ada, it's late in the evening. And for Margaret, it can be very early morning. So if you're not ready to show your faces, that's okay. Remember that the Speak to Sell community is for all business owners, people in business, entrepreneurs, startups that want to speak out, that want to learn how to pitch, sell their businesses through the power of their voice, grow, present with impact, confidence, and much more. So let's do a run of intros. And I've already introduced myself in a way. I'm Jose, public speaking coach. You know me. If you don't know me, we can chat about it later. So let's start. Let's start with John. John, brother, quick intro and let's just quick moving around the room.
I wasn't expecting that. I was just typing to say sorry. I had you on my mobile phone as well as my thing, and I had to turn both microphones off, and I couldn't do it fast enough.
You can have us everywhere within reason, of course.
Hi, I'm John. I'm the anti-depression coach. Obviously, I help people to get off antidepressants in 6 months or less using a process where I use my freedom cubes, which I don't have on me at the moment because I took them away yesterday. I'll get one out in a minute, and I'll show you on the screen in a minute. So. Yes, basically, I help you to unscramble your mind and reprogram your brain for positivity. There you go.
Freedom cubes. You had me with that one, so I look forward to seeing that one.
I'll get one in a second when the next person's
amazing, talking. Amazing stuff. Let's just pass on the mic to Margaret. Are you okay speaking, introducing yourself?
Hi.
Yeah, hey, there she is. Hello, lovely to see you.
Yeah, hi, good morning. It's 5 o'clock.
Yes, nice and early.
So yeah, I managed to get up and trying to work out the sound is not coming through the speaker. But I'm here. Yes. Good morning, everyone.
Lovely to see you. Good morning, Margaret, all the way from the States. And remind me again, which city are you dialing in from?
In Connecticut.
Connecticut. Yes, Connecticut. Yes. I love it.
Connecticut. Yes. So my I'm in the ad tech industry, so have to speak to sell. So I have to I don't know what else to say except that I've launched into an ad tech, created my own ad tech product, and looking forward to working with educators. So yes, thank you.
Amazing.
Thank you for having me here.
Margaret, it's a pleasure. It's a pleasure. And I know Margaret from other programs. She is on Elliot Kay's mastermind as well. And just so you know, for Margaret and everyone else, if you're part of the Facebook community, if you go into the guides section, you're going to find all of the different recordings that we've been doing since last year.
Right. And
there are resources around speaking to sell, how to pitch, speaking with impact and confidence, and much more. So if you check them out, there's going to be very, valuable resources that we share here every week, every Thursday at 10 a.m. And today we've got Cordelia, and Cordelia was so excited that she decided to leave. So we'll wait for her to come back. But in the meantime, let's do a quick round again. Let's carry on with the round of introductions. We've got Ketan as well. So Herman, short and sweet. And then we go Ketan. If Ada wants to speak, Eunice, Rasmi. And then we pass on the mic to the one and only Cordelia Kate. That would be in Spanish. That would be my Spanish pronunciation. Hola, Cordelia Kate. So Herman.
Cordelia Kate carne. Carne, added diabetes, yes.
Why is it carne all the time? Like, what's that? Well, I didn't get it.
That's I don't know. The carne is for him. He's just thinking that I think we shouldn't be speaking about that here. But carne is meat. So what's the connection between Cordelia and meat?
I don't know.
Say it. Just okay.
Yeah,
intro yourself. Come on, to the point, buddy. Be good. Don't spoil today's session, okay? Not yet.
Well, now I'm on the spot. I'm a videographer. I live in Manchester, and I'm also, well, I run browsing marketing with my brother. So we are a video marketing agency. And well, some of the things I love to do is work with speakers that they normally got like a nice and soft message to share. And yeah, I love to create something cool for them, a video in this case, a show reel, a promotional video. So yeah, guys, if any of you are interested in creative videos, start jumping into this video creating journey, get in touch with me. Thank you.
Amazing stuff. Thank you very much. And next time I ask for a round of introductions, I'm going to be sharing a structure that we can all use. So to the point and specifically to what's in it for the client. So for example, I help business owners to present with impact and confidence, for instance. So, short and sweet. And then, because then people, okay, I know exactly what that means. Then if you want to expand, that's all good. And I share that on how to pitch. One of the first videos we did, I shared a structure. And if I remember correctly, you usually speak about the client that you work with. So I work with entrepreneurs. I work with women in technology. And then you dive into the problem, what their problem is, which can be, well, and people, these people that struggle with their confidence or nerves before speaking. And then you go and I help them through, like John said, with the cubes and his process and everything else so that they get these results. There we go. Love them. You're going to tell us a bit more, maybe towards the end. Or actually, I think you can tell us in a moment. Let's just pass on to Ketan for a quick intro, and then you tell us a little bit more, because there's nothing like a prop as well, and especially if it's part of what you do. Love it. So Ketan, buddy, thank you for coming. Thank you for sharing the powerful story within the community as well. This is another thing, people. If you want to share a story, we can give you feedback, whatever story, and it's another way for you to practice your pitch. The community is open for everything, as long as you don't go swearing. And if you're swearing, it has to be directed to Herman, to my brother. Everything else is not allowed. Ketan.
Yes, it also helped me shed a lot of inhibitions. Thank you so much, Jose, for making me do it. Good morning, all of you. Good morning, good afternoon, wherever you all are. My name is Ketan. I am a consultant who helps clients maximize their potential and stand out. When I say potential, I mean profit, process, and people potential. I do it in 3 areas. One is business, one is behavior, and the last is legal. I'm also a lawyer in India. Yeah, so that's about me.
Amazing. Let's do this. Eda, are you with us? Are you happy to intro yourself, or are you putting your girls to bed? Tell us. If you're not telling us, it's because you are doing it. Okay, cool. Well, you feel free to intro yourself later on throughout the session. If you like, you can type in the chat. Rashmi, quick intro from you, Mrs. Storyteller. Okay, so hello, we lost you for a moment. Are you with us?
Yeah. Hello all, I'm Rashmi from India and working with pros and marketing team, Ucar brothers, to help and grow all these speakers, coaches, trainers, businessmen, and entrepreneurs to shine and have visibility online.
Okay, I like it. Well, I'm always super glad to hear Rashmi works with the team. But when we first spoke and, we had like an online interview, I couldn't really hear her voice. Today was a bit better, but I think it's about the connection or maybe not having the mic too close, because now when she sends me voice notes and things, she can definitely shout. So one of the things, sometimes we cannot even hear our voice. We only hear our inner voice, but then we begin to speak, then people don't hear us because we just go way too quiet. And for different reasons, for whatever we're playing in our heads. And Rashmi has been evolving incredibly. I'm going to say incredibly well. You've been evolving so much recently, and it's been by practicing and by, putting up with me. So thank you so much for your patience and for giving it a go. Proud of you. Okay, cool. Eunice, do you have time? Are you available to say hello, or are you busy? Yeah, there you are.
Yeah, I think I have more time to introduce myself and then go back to work. I just got out of work to say this, very small. So my name is Eunice, and I'm a business development executive. I help people find the right targets of clients and then help them grow their business. So that's me
Amazing.
in a summary.
Eunice, would you like, I know you're busy and you're working at the moment, would you like to show us your incredible face? Come on, do us all a favor.
I
All the
do that
way
right now.
Yeah,
Sorry.
come on.
Can you see me now?
Yeah, there
Sorry,
we
let me move
go.
my nose.
Check that out. Boom, 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 boom. Hey, fantastic, Eunice. And I'm sorry, I should know this by now. I know it's from you're in Africa, of course. I know, but why do I keep?
Yep.
You see, I keep on forgetting. What's the country you're in?
I'm in Ghana. I'm in
Ghana,
Ghana. At the moment.
Ghana.
Yeah,
And
I'm in Ghana.
I keep on placing you somewhere else. I don't know. I'm sorry, Ghana. Ghana, which if you translate it into Spanish means win. To win, ganar.
Wow.
Well, kind of. So there's no carne in here. Okay, Eunice, fantastic. People, let's get it started before we pass on the mic to Cordelia. John, tell us quickly about the cube, because you see, that's the thing. And that's the thing. When you bring in something, whether you did it on purpose or not, you introduce something that helps serving your clients, but then you didn't show us. And they said, well, yeah, I'll show you in a minute. And that's it. Curiosity, intrigue, kicking in.
Yeah, I didn't know we were going to do introductions, and I had the cubes in my bag because I took them away yesterday. I was actually speaking to somebody in a bar yesterday, like in a pub, and there was loud music in the background. She was very quiet, so it's just like you were saying. I was like, project a bit more. I wanted to hear her voice. It was very frustrating. So I have this cube here, and my sort of 60 seconds intro to this is that when we're babies and when we're children, we kind of grow up and we've got no beliefs about the world around us, and then our parents and our teachers and our experiences kind of get us into these rules about the world, like, you shouldn't speak to strangers, and eat all the food on your plate and all that stuff. And eventually we kind of get to this point where we've kind of messed up and our brain's a bit sort of confused. And we're like, oh God, how do we fix this this stuff? And you try and fix it, and you just kind of get confused. And eventually you get to this point where you kind of wish you hadn't messed it up in the first place, so you're depressed, and then you're scared to make any more moves in the future, so you kind of get anxiety, and you don't know how to fix your brain and how to rewire it for positivity to be the way you want it to be. But if you know somebody like me who understands how your brain works, I can help you to put all those little pieces back together again, and understand how you can put your brain back the way it should be, all neat and tidy and clean, and just the way you want it to be, and put all the little things that are on the cube back in the right order, so that you can focus on the things that you love in your life. There you go.
Boom.
And the cube has on it all the things that I teach in the course, all the bits and pieces. So it's kind of a structured process, and we also teach you how to solve the cube during the course as well. So it's part of the process.
I love that, John. I love that. So probably next time you join, I'll have the cube for public speaking. We can speak about it. I love it. And yes, I do get excited with these things. I was going to say something else. How powerful it is to bring something like that, a visual element. Yeah. And then in order to explain it in a way that's, easier to understand. So what I want each one of you and people watching this on replay as well, think about what John has done. How could you, and no, I'm not talking about the cube, but how can you incorporate something similar into your presentation, okay, when you intro yourself, but also into your process, into what you do? Is there room for props? Is there room for something? I roll dice. I got dice, a set of dice, which have got actually like different pictures and things. So whenever you roll it, then it helps you structure a story, for example. And actually, just, have I got them? Yeah, hold on. Yeah, got them here. So since we're talking, sorry, Cordelia, it's just, I think it might be helpful for people watching this as well. So I've got a set, and, I've got all of this, and then you roll them and it can give you different things. And then you can use it to inspire you to improvise what can be a story, but at the same time, you can use it to add layers to your story as well. So, sometimes it's important to have the story, if you have time, you can make it more specific and add more details and appeal to all the different senses. So this helped me. And I actually looked at the cloud when I first arrived in the UK. I was just saying, yeah, I landed in the UK. But now I just go, and it was very sunny and it was amazing. And I could hear all the birds, singing, and I was so happy. And then I go, of course not. It was rainy, it was dark, and it was cold. You see? So and then all of that inspiration came from rolling these babies. Okay, now let's introduce the guest speaker of today's session. Thank you so much, John. It's a pleasure to have you here. And of course, Margaret, everyone else. So Cordelia Kate, I think she needs no introduction. Some of you may know her, some of you may not, but what she's about to share today is gonna blow your socks off. I do love that expression for some reason. Cordelia, I'm gonna pass on the mic to you. Look, I met Cordelia on Clubhouse last year. Then Cordelia has coached me. I attended with her man an incredible session over Christmas, which was a bit of a retreat workshop for a full day. And when I say a full day, we started early morning and we finished late that evening, very late. So she even incorporated some games and activities and things towards the end. So she is amazing. People do connect with her regardless of what she's about to share, because she's already giving value by putting her face in front of that screen. There we go. Without getting too romantic, okay? I'm just being professional, keeping it real here. Cordelia, over to you. Tell us. Yes, exactly. The heart. And I will.
Hey guys, it's awesome to be here. Thank you, Jose. What's interesting is we used to be just on Clubhouse, not seeing each other. And now we're on Zoom and we can see each other's faces, and that's freaking cool. I like that. I love Clubhouse, but I'm kinesthetic, you know, and so it's really nice to be able to see people and, you know, connect with people face to face. So that's really cool. Thanks for having me, Jose. What I want to just ask you before we get started, can you just drop in the chat for me? Is probably the easiest thing to do. What is your business? So just a really simple, like two words, like business coach, professional speaker, you know, give me the category of what your business is, not the niche, not the pitch, not the elevator pitch, just cool, speaking coach, consultant, love it. John is depression coach. I know yours, John. I know yours, don't worry. Okay, just gives me an idea, because what I want to talk to you about today is building a community for your business. Really, really powerful thing that you can do. And what we call this is a tribe funnel. And of course, I've got slides, so I'm going to share them before I give it all away, before I go into the slide where I need to speak. Often I'm like, I've said half the slides before I've even shared them. So what I'm not going to do today is much against Jose's way of teaching, is I'm not going to go into a long story about me, because what I want to do is I just want to get into the meat and bones of it. I want to give you as much as I can so that you can take this away and implement it. So a tribe funnel is essentially where, instead of having a funnel where you've got maybe an ad or social media posts going to some kind of pre-recorded webinar or some kind of lead magnet, maybe it's a PDF, maybe it's some training, a video series or whatever, you're actually bringing people along to live events. And the reason why using live events as your lead magnet is really powerful is because you build relationships with people. You build relationships with people on a fast track. And that is like what we're trying to do in marketing. We want to increase our network. We want to really, really build a lot of connections with people that are either going to become our clients or are going to become collaborators. And it's one of the most powerful things you can do is to actually get in the trenches with people and build relationships with them in real time. And so obviously this community here is all about speaking on stage. And so you'll probably have been to conferences or events where you see people delivering talks on stage. And what happens at these events is that very quickly, a whole room full of people are really trusting of that speaker on stage, perhaps even running to the back of the room to buy what it is that they're offering in their pitch. And this is an energetic thing, because when a lot of us are sharing a space together and there's a lot of social proof in the room and we're going through an immersive experience together, we build connections a lot faster than if we are just watching content in our own time. So live events versus watching training in your own time on an evergreen funnel, like the power between them is massive. They're completely different in terms of the speed of growth and the speed of connection. So we are going to be talking about Facebook groups. And Facebook, I hear some people say, oh yeah, but my audience isn't on Facebook. Your audience is on Facebook, right? Let's just get this cat out the bag just right from the front, because there are 2.8 billion people on Facebook. And actually it's one of the highest platforms in terms of people actually logging into it on a daily basis. And you've got the traffic already there. So instead of, you may think, well, yeah, I'd love to build a community, but I want to do it on my own website, or I want to create an app where I've got my community in that app. But the problem is you've got to get the traffic to your own website. You've got to get the traffic to your app. Whereas on a Facebook group, we've already got the traffic there. It's the difference between putting a restaurant in the middle of freaking nowhere and hoping that people will just find it versus sticking that restaurant on the high street. When you're just getting started out and you haven't built your reputation and not that many people know you, you're not famous yet, then you kind of want that passing traffic, because that's going to be the thing that allows you to elevate your authority, build your reputation, and grow your audience. So Facebook is the best place to start with building a community, and not only because of the traffic, but because out of all the options we have available in terms of housing groups of people together, such as LinkedIn groups, and all the other options, Facebook has the best community tools in terms of being able to manage that group. Things like guides, pinning posts to the top. Don't even bother trying to start a community in a LinkedIn group. Honestly, it's not worth it. It's not worth your effort. So just having a look then at the conversion rates between social versus email, because what I want you to get really clear is that social media is literally just, the purpose of social media is to get people onto your mailing list. And the purpose of your mailing list is to convert people into clients. So if you just the one thing I want you to just take note of here is that on social media, if you're trying to go straight to the sale, if you're trying to close people in the DMs, or if you're trying to use posts to promote your product and get people to buy them, you're going to have a conversion rate of roughly 1.9%. That's across all industries, across the board, but it has a conversion rate of 1.9% in terms of turning someone into a follower, into a client. Whereas email, you've got a conversion rate of 6%. So by using email, you're going to triple your conversion rate, just because you've got a much higher open rate. In terms of 22% of your list are going to actually open your emails, compared to 0.53% of your following are going to engage with your posts. So that's obviously going to give you a bigger conversion rate. So what we need to use social media for is to get people onto our list. Now, Jerry. Communities actually convert even higher than that. The Rebellious Business Network, which is my community, we launched it in March 2020. We've converted the numbers that have come through that community, the people that are on our mailing list and in that group, at 7.5%. And I would argue that people that are inside a Facebook group have the same status in terms of they are leads as people that are on your mailing list. And the reason why is because they've shown interest. They've taken a little step towards you and requested to join your Facebook group and have come into your community. And the evidence is in the conversion rate. The conversion rate of a group is the same as the conversion rate for an email. And the fact that we're building communities actually increases that conversion. And the reason for that is that, well, actually the conversion rate for a cold audience, so an audience that doesn't know you, like you, trust you, they might be aware of what their problem is, they're not aware of that you are the solution to their problem. A cold audience is between 1% and 2% conversion rate, whereas a warm audience, we're looking at a 7 to 8% conversion rate. And communities are a way for you to warm up your audience on a fast track. And just to sort of speak into that a little bit, so when someone's cold, this horrible, dehumanizing, age-old saying, taking someone from cold to sold, right? Basically, in human terms, what that means is when someone's cold, they don't know you, right? They don't know, they're not aware that you're the solution to their problem. And what we need to do with marketing is that we need to warm them up, which means we need to allow them to get to know us, like us, and trust us, and get them to a place where they're hot, which means they are ready for commitment, okay? And what's in between these two things is building relationships, because relationships are made out of, fill in the blank, drop it in the chat. What are relationships made out of? Trust. You got it. You got it. You got it. Yes, 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 yes. Relationships are made out of trust. And so what we need to do is we need to build relationships with people, because essentially what that means is we're building trust, right? And allowing people to grow to know us, to like us, to trust us. Because before someone becomes your client, they need to trust that you're going to be able to help them overcome their problem. And if you're looking for a coach to help you overcome a problem, you're not just going to invest $3,000 in someone you don't know because they said they do what they do. You're going to work with them because it's an emotional decision, and you've decided that you feel that they've got what you need, that they are going to be able to be the one that gets you out of the problem that you're in. And you need to be able to demonstrate that you are who you say you are, and they just got to know that you are the one. And so at that stage, when we're bringing them over to being hot, this is where the sale becomes highly likely. right? This is why the conversion rate on social media is so low. And that's because when we're looking at traffic, they are at the beginning of that journey. We haven't built that relationship with them yet. So the objective, social media, get people on your mailing list. The objective of your mailing list is to close clients. But the objective of communities is to build relationships and nurture your audience so that we can warm people up and get them to a place of being hot a lot faster. This is what the journey looks like in general, right? Is your client, that ice block because they're cold right now, and they might find you on social media and they might follow you. They'll probably stalk you for a bit, watch you. This is why your content on social media is the baseline of everything you do. You need to have content there for the stalkers and the lurkers who are checking you out, right? Then they're going to sign up to your email list, consume a bit more of your content. Then they have this profound realization that they need you. So you jump on a sales call and boom, pop the question, we have commitment. So the purpose of marketing is building relationships. If there is one thing I want you to take away from this, it's that the purpose of marketing is not making money. The purpose of marketing is not making sales. The purpose of marketing is building relationships. And when we build relationships within a community, we have that trust building process accelerated, because they'll attend an event and they may well realize they need you straight away and ask to have a conversation and become a client. And the reason why is, as I said at the start, you know, when we're going through an immersive experience together, when we're at an event and there's more than one person in the room, there's already social proof, right? There's social proof in this room just now. Jose has just said to you guys that he's worked with me. John Denley is here and he's worked with me. You know, the social proof in the room allows new people who have never heard of you before to trust you a lot faster than if they were just signing up to your emails and consuming your content in their own time.
Cordelia, quickly, I'm loving this. Yes, I created this community because of you in a way and your coaches. So I just want to share that also. So the Speak to Sell community is thanks to Cordelia.
Well, it is a tribe funnel, right? We're building a community to bring people together who share a set of common values, to create a place where they can learn and grow and thrive and speak to sell their greatness, etc. So yeah, this is like the most perfect example. So I think I'm beating a dead horse. I'm going to move on. But it's worth mentioning that we actually do need connection now more than ever before. And not only just because of the C word and the P word, right? But because we already have needed more connection more than ever before, because we're in a society where we're more and more disconnected from each other. You can go shopping and do a full shop at the supermarket and not even need to look anyone in the eye, let alone say a word to someone. You can like buy all your stuff online. You can fill your petrol tank up now and just pay at the pump. Like we don't really connect with people enough anymore, not like we used to. And even when we ring someone, we get a call center, like we're more disconnected. And actually, even before COVID, the life expectancy for the first time in history has started declining. And researchers believe that it's down to loneliness leading people to drug addiction and suicide and all of these things that are based off of kind of depression and being in a bad place in life. And this is all testament to the fact that we need to find our tribe. Being part of something and belonging somewhere and being a part of a group or a community is really powerful for all of us. And the internet allows us to do that in niche pockets, right? You can be in a community of people who are equally as obsessed as with Bond films or Rubik cubes or public speaking as you are, right? We're no longer tied to our local community and who's just living on our street anymore. We've got this ability to have a concentration of people that have the same interests and the same values in one place due to the internet. And it's a really powerful thing. So Facebook. Founded in 2004, Facebook's mission is to give people the power to build community and bring the world closer together, right? And I'm not here to sort of blow Mark Zuckerberg's trumpet for him. What I want you to think about is why? Why a Facebook when they have one objection to keep you on the platform for as long as possible, so you watch as many ads as possible and they make as much money as possible? Why is their mission to give people the power to build community? Any ideas? Unmute, come out, or drop it in the chat. It's really, really clever. Any thoughts? Are we dumbstruck? Keep people engaged on the platform. Yeah, pretty much, because like they're really pushing groups. They have been for years, but they're pushing it even more. Like they say that they're now at the heart of the experience just as much as your friends and family are, right? They're even doing a community summit where once a year they give 7 people a cash prize of $50,000 and support from the Facebook marketing team to continue growing their communities. There's one reason for that, and that's because when you feel like you are a part of a community and you feel like that community is like an extension to your family, you feel like you belong somewhere, you feel like you're a part of something, it's going to keep you coming back. But more than that, it's going to aid retention. It's going to stop you being able to leave. Have you ever been part of a community that even if it's costing you money to be there, you can't leave because you feel sentimental about it? I'm in one. It's called the SFM. Cost me $100 per month to be in it. I haven't been in it for months. I can't leave because it's part of, it feels like I grew up there in the business world. Like it feels a part of me. And it's like, in terms of aiding retention, it's really freaking clever. So as I said, they've got one objection, that's to keep you on the platform for as long as possible, so you see as many ads as possible, so they make as much money as possible. If you want a good film or a good what's it called? There's a really good series about this. The social, I'll think of it and I'll let you know. But there's a series about the social dilemma. I think it might be called. Is it, John? The Social Dilemma on Netflix. Really interesting.
It's just a movie. But yeah.
That's a movie, yeah. But yeah, the social dilemma is powerful.
Okay, not that then. Not that. There is a film. I'll find it and I'll let you guys know because I think it'd be worth watching. Okay, so back to sort of like, Facebook groups then for a minute, is that where people go wrong with Facebook groups across the board, I see it a lot, is that they just put a Facebook group together and then they're like, do you want to join my Facebook group? Now put your hand up if you want to join another Facebook group today. Like if that's exciting for you, if you're like, yeah, let's join another Facebook group. No. And the reason why is because a Facebook, Rashmi does, well, that's just because you're such a sweetheart. But realistically, like no one generally gives a shit about joining another Facebook group. Sorry, Jose, I do swear. And I only a little bit, promise.
No, that's fine. I like it.
So your Facebook group, I want you to think about it as a cardboard box. When you put a Facebook group together, it is just a cardboard box. It's a shell, right? And it doesn't sell. It's a good line. What you need to do is you need to design one piece of pillar content to be your tribe magnet. And that is what you promote, not the Facebook group. So if you watch what Jose does here every week, he never says, come and join the Speak to Sell community Facebook group, because it's awesome. He runs an event that happens every week that he invites people to come along to, which allows him to build the community over on Facebook, right? And so what we want to do is we want to have one piece of pillar content. Zoom calls are amazing because we get to connect with each other and build a relationship and build communities on the Zoom call itself. But that one piece of pillar content happens same time, same place each week. So creating a tribe magnet, it doesn't need to be a Zoom call. I've got lots of different ideas for you. I've got an anxiety coach who's done weekly live meditation and journaling sessions. I've got crypto coaches that do a crypto talk show every Wednesday where they just get together and talk about what's happening in the crypto world this week. There's networking, there's delivering training, there's putting people in the hot seat and coaching them or supporting them with something. So one of my friends, Caroline, she is a copywriting coach. And what she does is she helps people create YouTube ads. And so each week for her tribe funnel, she just had someone in the hot seat and she was basically pulling out all of the information from them that they needed to write this incredible ad. And then they'd write this ad. And it was awesome because got to demonstrate her skills. And it also really helped the person in the hot seat. And then there were loads of other people that just wanted to get on a call with her and wanted that kind of help for their ad, right? So there are lots of different ideas and different ways you can do this. You could just do a Facebook Live. Doesn't even need to be on Zoom. But essentially what it does need to do is it needs to meet your audience where they're at. Your audience needs to see this and go, yeah, that's what I need. I really need that. it's got to be like, it's got to meet them right where they're at, and it's got to mirror what they already recognize that they want and need. So it needs to be something that they're actually going to want to sign up for, attractive and clear, says what it does on the tin. You know, don't give it some really abstract name like the Mission Impossible challenge of greatness. You know, like, what does that mean? Make sure it's clear and it makes sense, so that they know that they need it. And it needs to be directly related to the product you're selling on the back end, right? There's no point doing a weekly show, sell it all about public speaking, if actually you're a finance manager and you help people with the finances. It doesn't make any sense. Like, make sure that it flows and you know, it feels like a given, but you'd be surprised. You'd be surprised. So the definition of tribe funnels then is an accelerated method of attracting, nurturing, and converting social media scrollers into tribe members that become committed clients. And I'm going to assume that you know who your audience are, you're clear on your niche, and you're already list building. Like, they're the basics, fundamentals. And so here are the 5 stages of creating a tribe funnel. So first and foremost, we need a concept. And I want you to think of this as like a podcast, right? Every podcast has its own concept. And within that, it will then have its individual topics, the episodes that are released each week, that all bridge back to that core concept. So you have your concept for what it is that you're talking about, or the content that you're delivering. Then you have your topics, which is like your little micro versions of the concept, the smaller pieces. And then you're going to promote that, you're going to deliver that, and off the back of that, you're going to build your community. So as I said, when you create your concept and you've got your topics, right, it's going to kind of look a bit like this. You're bridging them all back to the concept. So you'll see, if you look at what Jose's been doing here, that his concept is all about speaking to sell. It's about honing in your speaking skills so that you can pitch your products and grow your audience in a much better way, because you're more articulate and clear and persuasive, and you can storytell, etc., etc. So within that, he will create little topics of discussion each week. But he's promoting, when you see the promotion goes out, we're promoting the topics. We're not necessarily promoting the concept, because the audience is going to get tired of hearing the same message every single week. The topics feed into that bigger message anyway. So we're going to promote the topics by just getting out on social media and say, this event is happening, post stories, lives, etc. And so to get clear on what your concept is, we need to consider, what is the now problem that your prospective clients have, right? What is the now problem? What do they recognize that they need help with right now? And then the concept for your tribe event is the solution that your clients need, okay? So take the speak to sell yourself and your business community, right? The now problem that people have is they don't feel confident in conveying a message. Perhaps they know they need to, because they're an entrepreneur and they need to do that for their business, but just the confidence isn't there. So the solution is, we give you training, support, tips, tricks, advice, expert sessions to help you increase your awareness, your understanding, your knowledge, and your ability to speak your greatness, right? That's the solution. Am I nailing this, Jose? Like, should I just be your poster girl?
You are hired. I mean, please carry on doing this, and I will just turn up and say hello over to Cordelia.
So your event then is your now solution that your clients need. So have a think about it. Who is this show for, and what is their now problem? And then what is your concept for your live show going to be? By the way, I have got the chat open for Facebook. And hi, Simon, corporate mental health facilitator. He said, just wanted to include him because he's commented on Facebook. I'll keep an eye. If anyone is watching on Facebook and has questions, feel free to drop them on there and I'll answer them. Okay, so your now problem. Here's some examples, right, of some now problems and how we can create a tribe event out of them. So if your client, say you're a business coach and your audience's now problem is they need more clients, perhaps a tribe event could be networking and marketing training. If you're an anxiety coach and your client's problem is that they feel anxious, they've got anxiety, and they want to shift that. Live journaling, as I mentioned already. And this is Caroline, writing decent ads is the now problem. The tribe event was live ad scripting and hot seat sessions. And crypto. The problem is that they're crypto confused. They want to invest in Bitcoin, but they've got no freaking clue how it works or what it is, or is it safe, or I'm not sure, but they're curious, right? And so they come to Ra and Booth to find out about that, and they get invited to live crypto talk for beginners. So here's the Rebellious Business Network one. The audience is coaches and consultants looking to network. The problem is they need to find more clients online in order to continue their business. So they're looking for networking, right? Which is why we put this networking event together. It's not actually a networking event anymore. It's become a bit abstract, but it's a whole other conversation. So as I said, they're going to be same time, same place each week. And you are promoting your show, your live event, or your piece of pillar content, and not the concept, not the Facebook group. You're promoting that piece of pillar content. So here are some more examples. Well, this is the crypto one I was telling you about. This is Launchable, the ads hot seat one I was telling you about. And this is Jamie. He's a business coach for cleaning companies, and he put together the Cleanup Network, which was a networking event where cleaning companies get to come together and learn about how to scale their cleaning business and remove bottlenecks and whatever cleaning companies do. So as I said, just like a podcast, we want to think of it like concept and topics, the concept being the concept of what it is that you're doing, the topics being like the episodes, because every podcast will have its concept. But as you see here, each of these episodes bridge back to the concept. So the concept is embracing business and marketing strategies combined with positive psychology to build a seven-figure business, right? Creating unstoppable success, business, marketing, positive psychology. That's our concept. And so each of these episodes bridge back to that concept. How to find your purpose, how to build a seven-figure team, how to create an online course, 5 ways to deal with hate on the internet. All of these are just random topics, but they all bridge back to that concept. And I want you to think of it like a podcast, because we don't want this to be like a series, like a 10-part series that's a bit like a course, because that should be the course that you sell, right? The difference between paid content and free content is that free content is sporadic. It doesn't have that sequential order to it. Whereas when someone pays, what someone pays for when they come and work for you is that step-by-step process and that support with implementing that step-by-step process. And your topic just needs to be consistently focused back to your concept, right? We made this mistake once. We had one speaker come into our community that just was completely off topic. Like, it didn't make any sense whatsoever. And if you do that, then what happens is you're just going to have this thing that just doesn't really have a focused outcome for people. Like, it's not clear. So every topic needs to bridge back to the concept. So the next thing to consider is, what are your first few topics going to be for your live event? And every show has to have a name. So your tribe event needs a name. What are you going to call it? And I would argue that the speak to sell yourself and your business is a bit wordy. We could shorten it.
Speak to sell, the Speak to Sell show.
There we go. Perfect.
Done.
Speak to Sell show. But yeah, and actually we've removed the name show from our training now. We've taken that word away. We call it a live event, because calling it a show gets people thinking that they need to be like this and they need to present and whatever. And it becomes the Cordelia show or whatever, but it's not. It's just a live event that we're using to attract people together who need support in something. So just ignore the word show, turn that into event. And then be brave, set the date. Set the date. When's the first one going to happen? One thing I love to do is actually set the date, tell everyone when it is, and then use that as my accountability to make it happen. Because if we will just procrastinate on doing it.
Well,
Otherwise.
Cordelia, after having the coaching session with you, she said she wasn't going to let me off the hook. So I had to do it the week after. So it pretty much was born over the weekend. So I think we met on a Friday. Over the weekend, the show, now live event, was born. And then that Thursday, it was taking place, thanks to Rashmi as well and her man, and of course you. So yeah, if it's all about putting it together, deciding to do it, and then it will work itself out with the right energy and support and everything else behind. But yes, it can happen. It can happen. Let's do it.
Absolutely, it can. And it's about building your plane whilst you're flying it, 100%. Because I mean, the amount of times that I hear of people that like get everything ready and polish it and perfect it before they've even seen if anyone wants the thing is just depressing. Like, literally promote something, see if it pricks any ears up, if it actually meets your audience where they're at. If they're like, yeah, I want that, then decide what the content's going to be and flesh it out. But if you do it the other way around, you're just going to waste time if you've got the wrong concept. So just some ideas of where you're going to promote the topic each week. I'm not going to go into this too much. I think it's quite self-explanatory, but one little one here, Eventbrite, is an interesting one to consider. I've got clients that are just gathering leads from Eventbrite every single week, just from having a recurring event up there. And it's just a little tip, but there's just some places where you want to get out and promote. So what you do want to do though, is you don't want to just give people the Zoom link, right? You want to use this call as a tribe magnet, as a lead magnet to get people onto your list. And so you're going to have a Zoom link, yeah, but you need a landing page for people to sign up. So they're going to sign up on a landing page. That's going to trigger an automated email from your autoresponder to deliver the Zoom link in the first email. So you'll go and sign up, put your name and email address in, and then you get an email going, here's your ticket, or here's your Zoom link. Looking forward to seeing you at the event, right? That way you're building your list. If you only give people the Zoom link and you focus on getting people into the Facebook group and you're building the community there and you're doing a really great job, when it comes to doing live launches, when it comes to Facebook having a hissy fit and deciding it doesn't like you anymore and kicking you off its platform, it happens. When it comes to something happening, your business isn't safeguarded. When you are building your email list, you own that list. That list belongs to you. And actually, if you get to a point where you want to sell your business, the person buying it will take into account how large your email list is. It will add worth onto your business. It's like real estate. And then it's time to go live. So you're going to introduce your concept on your first live call, explain to people what this is, where they've landed up. Tell them it's happening every single week. You know, we're just kicking off today for the first time. We're going to be back here again next week. At the end of the call, tell them what's happening next week so that they know to come back. Have a bit of a Q&A session at the end. One little tip here, never, ever post live events that are Q&As, like full round Q&As. Like they're not outcome focused. We need to be outcome focused so that people can see what they're going to get from coming along. Q&As are great if you're like Arnold Schwarzenegger and everyone wants to ask you a question because you're so cool. But, you know, until we're like at that place in terms of being known, like Q&As just usually just bomb. I've said this already, but the people in your group are leads. They're not followers, they're leads. You've got the engagement algorithm advantage. What that means as well is that you want people to be posting into your group. The more engagement you get into your group, the faster it's going to grow. So if you look at your Facebook group and it's a post from you've got a bit of a problem. What you need to do is create a posting purpose and create a space where people can have a reason to post into your group and tell them to do it. So Jose, one idea for you, get people to practice their speaking skills on camera. Do little video speaking challenges. Get people to jump into the group and share a 1-minute video every day for 7 days and then enter them into a prize draw. It's worth it for your long-term gains because what will happen is their engagement will allow other people to have more visibility of what's going on in the group. And it will also mean that Facebook will promote your group to like-minded people who are in similar groups. And the reason why that happens is because the algorithm works in a way that it will show you content that you that it thinks that you will watch, because their objective is to keep you on the platform for as long as possible, blah, 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 right? So it shows you content that it thinks you're interested in. If you're in a Facebook group and you've not engaged with it for over a week, it stops giving you notifications about the content in that group. So we need people to engage. We need people to post in there. And the way that we do that is by stepping into leadership, maybe doing some challenges or some fun contests and stuff. Or maybe it's just by telling people that that's what this group is for. This group is your safe space. It's your practice ground, right?
Well, Cordelia, thank you so much. So speaking on that, everyone on this call today, I want to see at least a 1-minute video where you actually just tell us what you do. In the same way I started the call, just tell us what you do. Short and sweet. John, and you've got it already, and all of you. So let's do that. Cordelia, I interrupted. I didn't want
it's
to.
Good. It's good. I just using that to people see you.
All right. Okay. So you wanted to see me. I like that. I just said it. So people, and then if you do post, then I do have several resources that I haven't made available for you yet. So there we go.
And what's but you've got to also consider what's the benefit for them to do it, right? So the benefit for them to do it is that if you post a video introducing yourself into the community, you're going to start building your connections out with the other people in this group. The bigger your connection base, the bigger your net worth. That's the whole point. That's what we're here for. We're here to build connections, but also you're going to be able to practice your video skills. And Jose, who is a speaking expert, will give you some feedback if you want it on how you could perhaps improve. Outcome focused.
I love that. That's already happening. So that's fantastic stuff. And then since we have more people here, then let's do it, because the previous one was around storytelling. Now we can make it around our mini pitch or elevator pitch, however we want to call it. And then, yeah, happy to provide feedback and give you some of the steps after you've done it, some of the steps you could use to improve it. So loving this session, Cordelia, carry on, please.
Yeah, and I would actually, if this is something you want to do, I would shoot a separate video and put it into the group, because the amount of people that are going to jump in 1 hour and 30 minutes in on the live will be small compared to the ones.
I'll do that. Great point. I'll do another live after this.
Okay. And a Facebook group grows faster than your business page. It grows so much faster. So business page is very slow growth. Instagram account, very slow growth. But a group can go. And the reason why is because when you've got people engaging in that, and also remember, Facebook love groups. They give people 50 grand for running groups, right? And in this thing that they run every year, it's really good for them. So they actually push groups, and they show recommended groups to people. And the crypto couple I was talking about, Ra and Booth, they all of a sudden getting this huge influx of people joining their group. And the reason was because they were getting a lot of engagement in there, and Facebook started showing their group to recommend it as a recommended one. And they were getting a lot of people joining, saying that they joined through seeing it on Facebook, right? Without knowing who they are. So it's a really good way to grow your audience. When to start a Facebook group? Yesterday. I've already spoken into all of this, but yesterday, do it already. So here's how it kind of looks then, is that you're promoting your event. You've got people coming along to your event because they're finding your Facebook group on Facebook organically, right? You've also got people coming along to your event because of your event promotion. You're promoting that you've got this event happening on Wednesday or and you're getting the word out about it. So people are joining because of that. And then you can be having calls with people that are joining your community and signing them as clients if they're a good fit. And the power of collaboration is just so important. We've actually stopped working solely on collaboration to help us grow the RBN these days, because we're actually using the RBN as a bit of a platform for our clients to practice and kick off their own speaking careers, which I think is really exciting and a really awesome thing to do. But it has definitely been something that helped us really get started. There's just a handful of the people that we had come in as guest experts into the RBN. And what happens is they promote it on their side, we promote it on our side, it gets in front of more people. But it's also just great to have other experts in the space that you can collaborate with, because it brings another dimension of learning into the space. It brings another perspective, and it just brings so much. It brings a lot. So, and it's great for them. It's great for their visibility, and it's great for yours too. So it's definitely something to think about. And plus, if you're doing a live event every single week, when you bring a collaborator in to do one every other week, now you haven't got to create a presentation every single week. It just takes the pressure off, takes you out of the constant spotlight, and gives you a bit of a breather. I've already spoken about this. Dead groups, they're quite hard to revive once they've died. Okay, so we need to stay consistent with them. If you've got a group that's got 200 people in that you haven't touched in over a year, it's probably dead. And it's to do with that algorithm thing that I said, you know, the algorithm showing you things that it thinks that you're interested in. If no one's posting in that group, if it's getting no engagement, if there's nothing happening in there, it's off the algorithm radar, right? They're not going to show it or notify people about it. Oh, and by the way, just to kind of close that loop, if that is you, if you feel like your group is dead, then just start a new one, because a new group can grow really fast compared to trying to give CPR to a dead group. Can just be a bit long. And your cover photo for your group is your group ad. So look, whilst it's nice to have like a picture of some scenery as your cover photo, it's not telling people what your group is. Little tip for you here, there's a click here on ours, and when you click on that, it gives people information about what the group is, how they can book a call with us, where to find resources, and all of that stuff. These banner photos are powerful. Go and check out me on Facebook and see how I've done it with the upcoming challenge we've got. You click on my banner photo and it's got a call to action to join a challenge. And the great thing about it is that when you change your banner photo, everybody gets a notification that there's a new post or that you've changed your banner photo, and they go and have a look at it. And if you like saying that you're fully booked or you've got this new thing or whatever, then it's just going to get that bit more visibility. Just some ideas for a posting purpose. I feel like we've spoken into this with some ideas for Jose's group of what could be a posting purpose in there. But here's some other ideas that other clients of mine have done. Camera confidence coaching, practicing your video skills. Network, that's us, promote your business. You're allowed to promote your business in the RBN. We had an interpreter business coach, and her group was all about practicing your interpreting skills. Copywriting, share your ad scripts for feedback. Law of attraction, share your manifestations, right? Just some ideas, like give people an excuse to post. And another little tip for you is to use your group, and I'm aware of the time, we need to, yeah, wow, this presentation was quite large. Tried to give you everything, the world and the moon combined. Using groups to build your list. When you enter into a group, there can be membership questions, and you want to have that question asking for a valid email address on the front door, okay? It's because you'd be surprised how many people put their email address in there, but it just allows you to build your list out, because not everybody comes via the landing page. Remember this slide here? I can find it there. Not everybody comes event promo. Yeah, this is where you're putting your landing page out on social media and saying, sign up for this event. Some people come in via this door here. And so for those ones, we want that question on the front so that we get their email address as well. Okay, this is just me saying, like, when we've seen the most growth happening in our group, and it's been when we're running challenges, we have a spike. Speaking at Expert Empires, huge spike when I've been speaking there. When we've had a collaboration who's got an email list of 100,000 people, yeah, that brought in a bit of a spike as well. And then you've got insights and analytics in your group, so you can see what your community want. You know, what's getting the biggest reach, what's getting the most engagement, and it's just an interesting insight into that. You can see where people are in the world. You can see how many are active, and lots of little insights there. So essentially, tribe funnels allow you to get loud, position yourself as an expert, build relationships, and your audience will grow. And then when you're ready to launch that one-to-many launch, that first group coaching program, or launch an academy or a membership, you've got an audience in which to launch it to. Oh, and this is just within a year of us launching ours. You know, it's just absolutely changed the game. We got to 6 figures in 9 months. we were featured in the media, started building my teams, like getting speaking gigs, awards, and yeah, it's just like massive. And I honestly think it's just because of having the people around me. We're nothing without other human beings. And when you build a community, you're surrounding yourself with people that are going to help you move forward in your journey, whether that's because they give you have breakthroughs through working with them, or because they become clients, or because they just deepen your perspective. Whatever that is, having people around you is obviously the most powerful thing. And here's just some results from our own clients putting together their own tribe funnels, and the results off the back of that. Anyway, enough of that. A quick thing here. I did the challenge. We're running a tribe funnel challenge on the 15th of Feb. Unfortunately, it is full. I was considering opening the doors just to let a few more in from Jose's community, just to be kind. But do you know what? In terms of integrity, I'm sticking to my word. So we are full. However, we've got another one happening on the 8th of March. So if you do want to come and get involved, it's basically 5 days. Over the course of 5 days, I show you how to set up and install your own tribe funnel into your business. And we give away £1,500 worth of prizes. We have a lot of fun. And yeah, so just find me on Instagram at Cordelia.Kate and DM me the word challenge, and I'll get you on the March list. It's already filling up. We're already at I think 20% capacity for March. So yeah, it's definitely something that people are wanting. And that's it. I hope that was helpful. And I know we're over time, and apologies.
Well, no apologies needed or accepted, because what we're going to give Cordelia is a round of applause, people. Fantastic. Thank you so much what an incredible session, Cordelia. Thank you. John, you said you had to leave. So are you leaving now or whenever you want to leave? Thank you so much for joining us today.
Right now. I've got a call with Bree talking about brand storying stuff.
Nice. I've got to jump off too. I've got one with the Academy.
Yeah. Okay. Bye from me.
Bye, John.
Thank you so much, John. And Cordelia, do you have time? Well, people, do you have time for maybe a couple of questions, or you need to shoot now?
Can do. 1 second. Let me just.
Okay. Well, people, I hope you've taken plenty of notes. Cordelia she's shared her details for you to get in touch as well. And there's been our mini challenge for people attending this call today and watching this on replay. Post, in order to start practicing your pitch, post yourself. Okay, do a video of yourself pitching, and then I can review it, and I can share my structure to construct that mini pitch and a longer pitch as well, because we are pitching, we're selling ourselves all the time. Margaret, it's been a pleasure. Thank you so much for joining us so early. And Ada, thank you so much for joining us so late in terms of where you are in the world, from America to Australia and everyone else in between. We've got Ketan in Switzerland and Rashmi over in India, and then we have people from Africa, Ghana. Now there we go. I remember this time, and Herman in Manchester. So yeah, any questions for Cordelia, people? Before she goes.
I've just bought myself 10 minutes, so I've got time now.
10 minutes. So there we go. We've got Cordelia for 10 minutes. What she's explained is what you've experienced, in a way, part of it within this community. But then the question is, what are you going to do with it? Okay. What are you going to be implementing? Any questions? I'm expecting like all of you, like, yeah, I got questions. Rashmi, ladies first.
Yes, I wanted to ask, what are the ways of networking to get people in the community?
Ways of networking to get people in the community. So are you talking about someone else's networking event, or networking on social media, or are you talking about creating a networking event?
Not the event, like how we can connect with the people to bring them into the company.
Yeah. Okay, so there are various strategies and means and ways. The first and most obvious way is to exhaust your existing network. And it is literally the first thing that people overlook. They're like, oh, I need to go and get paid ads, or I need to get out in front of new people, because there's, they forget that we've through our lives, we've been collecting people as we go along. And often there are people in your existing network that need what you do, but we make assumptions that there aren't. And we make assumptions that nobody needs what we do. And actually it's not true, because the reality is you probably know about 4 or 5 of your Facebook friends really, really well, to the point where you know what their pains and their problems and stuff are, because, social media gives us the highlights of life, right? Not the lowlights. So I would first go to your existing network, get really loud on social media. Like, don't be afraid to be annoying. Okay. Remember that 5% of your following will see your posts, 5%. So be posting a lot. Get out there, get loud, be unavoidable is what I say, and start with that. Now, if you show up and your existing network is like, there are people in there that are interested in what you're doing and they're coming along, then that in itself will help you start growing via word of mouth. Feel free to say things like, if you know anyone that also needs this, make sure you invite them. Make sure you share this group, or, you know, there's an invite button on Facebook. Go and invite 3 friends that need this, need what we're doing here, because we want to support as many people as possible to XYZ. And also you can even have like affiliate programs as well, where you have like a commission for people that are bringing people in that then become clients. But that's a bit further down the road. The other thing is just outreach as well is really powerful. So make sure that when you're posting on social media, that you're not just posting, that you're posting, but you're also engaging with other people, and creating your own outreach system so that you can do that like in a short burst, and connect with maybe 25 to 100 people per day in a way that isn't taking you all day, is another really powerful thing as well. My voice is going. I'm not very well at the moment. I'm on day nurse at the moment, but I think I'm due a top up.
Well, it doesn't show. Okay, there you go, Rashmi. Herman, you wanted to ask a question as well, and then we have Ketan.
Yeah, Cordelia. Well, the first thing that I wanted to say is I love the setup that you've got in there. I need to come up with something like that. The thing is, my room is quite small, so I don't have much space.
The setup.
Yeah, everything you've got in there with the camera.
Do you know what I really need? Do you know what I really need? I need a lens for my camera that zooms out.
What do you mean?
You know, like, so that I can sit it on the, because I'm looking at you right now, but my camera's up there. So I need like a table tripod, and then a lens that will allow, you know, like lenses that will look at like little bits of jewelry. That, what I'm thinking is I need one that like will zoom out so it can look like it's really far away, but actually it's just kind of there.
All right. You mean like a wide angle lens?
Is that what it is?
I don't know. Maybe the wide angle lens would show everything what is in the room. So this one is quite wide angle.
I want to hide the mess.
Go and help Cordelia with that.
Yeah, I will, Cordelia. We can.
There we go. We'll support you with that one. Well, we'll support you as in, you know, the brothers, but it will be Herman. So, okay, Herman, what's your question? And then we come to Ketan because we run over time already, and then Cordelia has to go.
Cordelia, the other day I read something that you posted. I think it was you, about Mark Zuckerberg saying that right now ads are running low, like, well, sales. I would like to know the real number, but it's kind of, things are changing at the moment in the digital market. So basically we are so full of different, you know, ads selling because we get them everywhere. If I go to Instagram, I don't know how many ones, and maybe I keep on receiving one for a month. And if it's something that is very, very specific to what I want, I go and click, but then doesn't mean that I'm going to buy. And again, that links to the call to action, that links to the landing page, and that links to the whole process. So how do you think would be like a nice strategy to grow, to promote, either it is this community or it is a online course, because it's kind of the similar approach, but how would you make that call people just come into the funnel?
Well, firstly, just to answer what you said about the Facebook ads article, there was an article that I shared on stories the other day about how Facebook are a little bit worried because the money that they're receiving for ads is declining. And they think it's down to a lot of advertisers moving over to places like TikTok. Now, this is great news for us, because the law of supply, but to start off with, Facebook's not going anywhere. It's not actually going, like the stocks and shares might dip and whatever, but it's not going anywhere anytime soon. They may be struggling financially, but they are a huge company. They've just launched, they've just renamed as Meta. They're doing a lot of research into this virtual reality new stuff, and they're making it a reality now and building it out. This new, God knows what it is. I haven't wrapped my head around it yet. But that they are growing and developing in different ways. They're not going anywhere, right? So, but if they are, it's the law of supply and demand. So if a lot of the big advertisers are moving off of Facebook, it's great news for the little ones like us. Because with the law of supply and demand, the more something is in demand, the more expensive it gets. The less something is in demand, the cheaper it gets. And on top of that, I think that if they were desperate for sales from advertisers, their customer service would improve, and God knows it needs to, right? Mm-hmm. So I see it as good news. I see it as good news. Yeah, they're not the flipping Donkey Kong in the sky anymore, right? Reality check. You need to look after your people. And I think that's what's going to happen. In terms of what's the best place for you to find cold traffic, it depends. If you want to do that with paid ads, then running ads, but you'll want to run ads to a warm audience and a cold audience simultaneously. We don't just want to go cold all the time, right? Cold brings a slower conversion rate and more expensive one, okay? So warm audiences are the best. If you want to run ads, do a warm ad and a cold ad simultaneously. And to be running warm ads, you need to have a pixel on your site. You need to be collecting data about people that are entering your business page, that are looking at your Instagram account, people that are going to your thank you page and all of that. So you need to set up the Facebook pixel and the Facebook API as well, because they've got a new way of tracking the iOS 14 lot that are untrackable. And the other thing is outreach. Just continuing to connect with people on a daily basis. We've actually just outsourced this now, because it's very difficult when you're managing everything to keep on top of it. And Nada has come onto the team to manage Instagram. And she's not pretending to be me. She's like, hey, I'm Nada from Team Rebellious. She's like in Instagram, connecting with people on a daily basis. And she's doing really good job at it. She's converted 10% of our new followers into leads. She's got people booked in for sales calls, and she's also she's only been doing it for 2 weeks, by the way, 2 weeks. She's got 150 new followers, 15 people on the list, and 1 person on a sales call so far, and 3 people in the challenge. So it's one of those things where if you can consistently work at it, but she's not doing that all day. She's probably spending an hour a day doing that. And those are the results that she's getting. I think sometimes we drop the ball on the most effective things because, just don't be afraid to make the first move. Like, I think you need to get out on social media, and you need to work the room. It's like you're at a big freaking party and you need to work the room. If you just sit in the corner with your post waiting for people to come to you, you're going to have 1% of the potential conversations that you could be having if you're the one out there working the room.
Okay. Pretty cool. Thank you very much.
Cordelia, thank you. Okay, let's come. Yeah, you got to work it, man. You got to work it. Ketan, and then we'll wrap up because we are 15 minutes over the time, which is fantastic because this is value driven throughout. So hope you are enjoying it. Ketan.
Hey. Hi, Cordelia. Thank you so much. Powerhouse is, I think, an understatement already. If I were to do something like what you did for an hour or more straight, I might need an IV after that. So, yeah. To my question, what you said, build a group, and then there was a point where you mentioned that be consistently focused on your content. Now, for someone like me, who's a consultant, but the premise of my consulting or my approach has been consciously refraining or staying away from building structures. We do not sell off-the-shelf ready-made packages. We are always bespoke. We would first diagnose and then speak. Okay. Now, and plus add to it one layer of another challenge, which is one of my offices in India, one is in Africa, Uganda, and now one I'm trying to set up in Switzerland. So I have clients from various cultures, regions, ethnicities. And then when we, let's say, form a group such as this, like you recommended on Facebook, and I am speaking to a client and I'm speaking my mind. Now, if there is someone else in the group with a similar problem, but there is a huge risk of what I'm saying may or may not work for him, how do I?
Are you a medical consultant?
No, I'm a business and behavior consultant.
Right. So same. I am as well. Right. I'm a business consultant. I consult people with their businesses to get more clients and whatever. And you're right. There isn't one size fits all. There isn't. But there is a foundation and there's a lot of interesting conversation that can happen in and around the, entrepreneurship, selling, buying, and all the things around being a business owner in whatever niche it is that you're working with. So yeah, it's not the case that you're going to publicly consult your clients in that group. It's more the fact that you're opening the door for people to come and have a discussion with you about something they need help with. If that conversation needs to move over to a private conversation, boom, we'll just call that a discovery call and we'll get them booked in. So it's about raising awareness of your abilities, of your knowledge, and of who you are, so that you can draw people in and basically position yourself as the solution to their problem. And it's using communities to do that, because you're bringing people together in a way that allows you to fast track that growth process, but also to fast track that relationship building. Does that make sense?
Yes, it does. It does. Yes. Yeah.
More clarity. Yeah, I mean, you can't avoid structure forever. You need structure somehow in some point, because otherwise it's just going to create. It's going to create being in a reactive state, right? So it's important to have structure, but what we want within that structure, we got a lot of room for variety. We've got a lot of room for creativity.
There has to be madness, but then there has to be a method to the madness also.
Yes, exactly. 100%. Otherwise, we're in this stressed out, reactive state, dying at 52.
Totally related. Totally. Yes. Thank you so much.
I'm going to have to jump, guys. Thank you for having me. If you have any more questions, then I'm on Instagram at Cordelia.Kate. And if Nada responds, then just tell her that you want to speak to me and she'll come and get me. But yeah, so give us a shout over on there if you need anything. And thanks for having me, Jose. Much appreciated.
Cordelia, what a pleasure. Go and do your thing. Thank you very much, everybody. I'm going to wrap up the show. Fantastic to have Cordelia here. If you have any questions, you know where to reach out as well. If you're watching this on replay, or if you're watching it live on Facebook, whatever you're watching this. And that today's session has given me a nice idea based on the questions you've been asking. So Rashmi, please write down challenge, and then we'll talk about it, because I'm not going to give it away now. And I think it's going to be a very, very cool one that is going to help you connect with your audience and really get them, move them from potential to clients. Yeah, I'm sure you're liking that one. So that's coming. We're going to plan that one. We're going to launch it properly. It's been incredible to have you all here today. Thank you very much. Look, what Cordelia said, start applying. It doesn't have to be the whole thing, but start thinking about how can I implement it? And also, I would like to invite you to please share within your community. Share this show, this live event, with people that you think could benefit. People that are in business that could need the support we offer within this community. People that would like to speak up, gain more confidence, start selling, pitching, whatever that might be. Videography, because we touch on different marketing angles as well, especially when it comes to video marketing, and much more. There was going to be something else. Yeah. Go and do a video, mini pitch, 60 seconds or a bit more or a bit less, to post in there. I really appreciate all of you who posted your stories last week. So now let's do this. And what I'll do, I'll share a link, okay, for you to access a resource around how to craft a successful pitch as well. And, this community, as I said before, is value driven. Love you all. Go and do your thing, speak your greatness, grow your business, get yourself out there, do more videos, work on your confidence, apply whatever you've learned today, and keep on coming back, because next week I'm going to be in Spain So Herman is going to be running the show with the one and only Liz Hamlet. And of course, Rashmi and all of you guys, if you want to join us, we'll love you too. And it's going to be, the topic is going to be how to be purposely visible with the one and only Liz Hamlet. She's a powerhouse. So people, I'll let you all go. I'll stop recording and I'll see you all next week. So I'll let you all go now. Have a wonderful evening, morning, afternoon, wherever you are in the world. And what I'll do, I'll just end right now. Go and speak your greatness. Goodbye, everybody. Thank you very much. Bye.